In this video, we're going to be talking about how to get a job without a degree. A lot of people will tell you that you can't, but trust me, it's really not that difficult to do, and a good job, not just, a job working at Burger King. So stay tuned, and we're going to be talking about that in a minute. I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to become a man, how to build a business, to become financially independent, to build the physique that you want, to get the girls that you want, and to go from the victim mindset to what I call the bulldog mindset. If that sounds like something that interests you, click that subscribe button, join us, become a bulldog. A lot of people have asked me about this. A lot of you are interested in that because you don't want to go to school. You're fucking lazy. You're lazy motherfuckers. Now, it's not necessarily being lazy today, but it's a waste of time, honestly. I don't like higher education. I feel like college, university is just a waste of time, a waste of years. You can learn things much faster, and it's not necessary anymore, right? In the time where we didn't have the internet, we didn't have such a wide availability of knowledge, we didn't have Udemy courses on every single fucking thing you can imagine, it made sense to have universities, colleges, where educated people could pass on that education, because that was the way to disseminate that information and to train minds. John, can you make a solid video about how to get a job and the knowledge required for it without a college degree? I'll be enrolling in a uni to get my bachelor's degree in computer science this August. But the thing is, since I live in India, but I'm going to uni in UK, my parents are paying 3 to 4 times what they would have paid here in India. So please make a video about this topic, and if you were giving advice to your own child, please do make one. So yes, okay. Here's how I started out. All right, I started out as a software developer. Okay, get this thing out of my face. And I was mostly self-taught. All right, I read books. Actually, I used to play this game called Mud online, like a text-based game. This is like pre-WoW. Think of it as WoW without a graphical user interface, with just text. Okay. So anyway, I downloaded the source code for the game. I wanted to make my own game. I didn't really know how to program. I kind of figured out, learned C and C++ from looking at the source code and modifying it. That's mainly how I learned. And then, there wasn't tutorials online. There wasn't online, okay, at that time. I got some books, I think, on C and C++, and that helped. But it was mostly looking at the code and figuring the shit out. I got a job as actually a tester, doing some testing for HP as a contractor. And I got that job when I was in college, supposed to be learning computer science, as sort of like a summer job, right? And what ended up happening was, when I was working there, I was trying to get into development. So I was like debugging some of the printer code. I was like, oh, let me not just see this defect or write up this defect. Let me see if I can figure out why. Let me try to root cause this defect. So can I look at this code? Can I examine? So I was kind of debugging the printer language, the commands, the test files, and then as I started doing that and giving really intricate, detailed reports of why I thought this defect was happening, some of the developers that were actually writing the code were noticing and asking for my help. And so pretty soon what ended up happening was I ended up getting a position actually doing some development and developing some of the tests, writing some of the code for the printer language tests that we were testing at HP. So that's how I got started. And then from there, I didn't go back to school. I quit school because I was like, fuck this, I'm making a lot of money right now. The next job I got from there was a job at Xerox, because I had these printer language skills. I knew C and C++ at this point. I was a developer, and I got paid $75 an hour. Okay, so I jumped right into that, and again, no degree, $75 an hour, so like $150,000 a year as 19 years old, making a lot of money. I was doing good, okay, without a degree. So that's kind of my story. So let me tell you now how you can do this, right? How can you get a job without a degree? What is the basics that you need to do? What I would do today. So what I would do is, first of all, find a valuable skill, okay? For me, it was software development, it's computer programming. That's probably one of the best ones. Like, if you want to get a job today, a good career, without a degree, that's a good place to look, is computer software, software development, anything like that. It doesn't have to be that. Another high-paying skill, I talked to Dan Locke, I've got a video with Dan Locke, we talked about high-paying skills, is being a salesperson, right? Being a salesperson, being a marketer, learning copyright, even social media type of stuff, right? doing Facebook advertising. That's a huge business that a lot of people are doing. But like digital marketing, even to some degree, like high-level mechanics, right, or technicians that work on very specific things that, again, don't necessarily require degrees. Like, think about things that you can do for someone that they would pay a lot of money for, right? Some of these things are even like small business type of things, right? At one point, my sister was doing microblading, where you do the eyebrow thing. It's pretty good money. People charge a lot of money to do that. You need a valuable skill, okay? You're not going to get a good job without a valuable skill, all right? And a real tangible skill, not like an office clerk type of, not a generalized skill set. Like, what is the specific skill set that you can do? If you can write code, if you're a software developer and you can write in a specific language, a specific technology, specific platform, awesome. If you're a salesperson, okay, and you specialize in this kind of sales, whatever it is, you develop that skills, you become a good salesperson, that's a skill that you can develop. Any kind of skill that you can develop is going to be a high-paying skill. Next, you need to find someone doing what you'd like to do, okay? So this is really critical here, all right? And this applies to whatever the skill set is. If you can find someone that's already doing it, that's going to help you a lot. So if you want to become a software developer, find someone, and preferably someone without a degree, who's already a software developer, okay, who's already doing it, right? You want to become a mechanic, find someone who's already a mechanic. You want to become a salesperson, again, find someone who's a salesperson. A digital marketer, find someone who's already a digital marketer, or an entrepreneur building their business, right? Whatever it is, find someone who's already doing that. Next, what you want to do is you want to watch what they do and follow their story. You're not talking to them yet. You're not asking them for help. You're not interviewing them. None of this stuff. You're just watching what they do and you're following them, right? If they have a social media presence, you're watching, right? Especially for entrepreneurs that are online. What are they putting out? What kind of content? What are they selling? What are they doing? How are they doing this, right? If it's like something like a software development job, again, if there's some kind of a public figure, you can see what are they doing, right? You can, it depends on what the job is, but essentially you want to get an idea for what they're actually doing. If they're doing it and they're successful, then if you do what they're doing, you're going to be successful. There's nothing magical about like, you can do anything someone else can do, right? If you can do the same things, you'll have the same amount of success, or you can get paid the same amount. If you are able to see what software developers do, okay, and you can see what their job is like, you can assess whether you can do that, right? It kind of gives you an idea of what it entails. What do you need to know? Next, the best thing to do is to go and, if you found this person that's doing what you'd like to do, go and pay them to tell you what to learn, not to teach you. There's a huge difference here, okay? Just pay them to tell you what to learn, okay? Not to teach you it. To teach you it, they don't need to teach you it, and it's too expensive. Just pay them to tell you what to learn, okay? Just say, hey, can I pay you for an hour of your time? How much is your time worth? You don't even have to have a good relationship with them. I mean, most people, if you say, hey, I want to do what you're doing. Can you sit down and just tell me what to learn, what I need to learn, just lay out exactly what it is, I'll pay you. Next, you're going to go learn what they told you and then report back to them. Most people that ask for advice don't actually follow through on that advice, okay? They're going to be very impressed by the fact that you went and you did what you could on your own, right? If I tell you, okay, go learn this, this, and this, and you go do it, and you come back to me and say, okay, I know all that stuff, it's great. Now I'm like, okay, I trust that when I give this person information that they're actually going to do it. They're actually going to use it, okay? So I'm going to give them more, all right? That's generally how things work. Work for them for free if you can, okay? I know this sounds like bizarro world here, but you're asking me how to get a job without a degree. I'm giving you what I would do, the steps I would take today to do that if I were starting out, if I were in your position, okay? Now, the reason why someone will let you work for them for free is because you paid them to to tell you what to learn. You went out and actually did it, okay? And now you're back, and now they trust you. Now they'll say, okay, yeah, sure, okay? And so, again, this depends on the context, but let's say even a software developer that's working for a big company, you could say, hey, could you just give me some assignments, some work? It doesn't even have to be real work that they're getting paid for. Just give me some assignments, give me some things to do. All you want to do is basically get some on-the-job training, okay? You want to be able to use your skills to to demonstrate that you can do that job, okay, whatever they're doing. All right, so if you can work for someone for free, in that case, to get those skills, to develop that, to get that on-the-job training, that's awesome. And like I said, it's not just going to happen if you just start there. You have to, that's why I said pay someone to tell you what to learn and then actually do it. If you do this, there's a really good chance that at that point that person is going to hire you or have a job or have a referral for you. But even if they don't, you're now going to have the skills and the experience. Now you can go out and get a job, okay? Now you can go out and start applying for some jobs because you've got some experience doing that. Or you can start doing it on your own, okay? You've now built up the skill and made that skill valuable, and you figured out exactly what to learn. That's, there's still more to it, but this is kind of like the first steps, all right? So there's another alternative to this, right? This is kind of the process I would take, but the alternative is to just learn the skill on your own and create your own company using the skill, then work for cheap to get experience, then apply for jobs. So what does that mean? It means that, like, let's say you want to be a software developer, okay? So you learn the skill on your own. Again, you could use some of this process to help advance you so that you figure out what to learn, okay? And then you can create a company, just whatever company that you want, just create some company, okay? Name, it doesn't matter. You're the software developer working with that company. Now you work for cheap. You could go out there and get jobs for cheap or almost free, so you get some experience so you can put it on your resume. Working for this company, you did this job, you did this project for this client. It's all totally legit, okay? And then you can apply for jobs. Why even do this, right? Why even work for someone else? The future is self-employment anyway. So when you ask me the question, how do you get a job without a degree? I would actually suggest that you don't even do that at all. That you just develop the skills. Like, do what I told you earlier in this video about finding a valuable skill. Find someone doing what you'd like to do, learning what you need to learn from them, okay? Learning that stuff and then working with them or working for free for them, and then build your own business out of it. Just go ahead and start your own business. Once you have that valuable skill, you can sell yourself out, okay? You can freelance as a developer. You can just start building a business, right? Do something like that rather than relying on getting a job and getting a paycheck from someone else, okay? But you don't need a degree to do any of this stuff. And all of this comes down to is thinking outside of the box, right? Thinking about how can you add value to people. If you figure out ways to add value to people, all right, you are going to get paid for that value, right? Just like, I do these YouTube videos on this YouTube channel, right? I get paid to do this. I make money from my business because I'm giving value. If I didn't give value, I wouldn't make money. If you want to see if you've got the Bulldog mindset, click up here. I've got a Bulldog quiz. If you haven't taken it, take it, go check it out. There'll also be a link in the description below. I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.